Getting my tea ready this morning. Good morning. How you doing? This is Ed Gray, Commish Radio Show. Dr. Ed Gray. Getting my tea ready. Sitting here kicking it at Gray Head and do what I do. It's what happens when you lived your life. You know, I'm not like saying I'm living my life to its fullest and it's living my life like it's golden. I'm just living my life. I'm doing my thing. Doing my thing is like talking to you guys because, well, hey, I don't have a black job. You dig where I'm coming from? I don't have a black job because I had one for 42 years and I bailed out on it, retired. So I could kick it with you, just like I'm doing right now. I want to spend a couple of minutes today talking about oligarchs. And I know that's a big fancy word that most people don't say every day. You know, as they go to Turks and Caicos, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So, you know, they go to the islands all the time, and perhaps they may even own an island, but, you know, most of us have to save up our money to go on vacation. They own a permanent vacation. But this permanent vacation that a lot of people have, they use this permanent vacation to control our lives, to tell us when we're going to go on vacation, when we're going to have a job, when we're not going to have a job as well. And I was checking out, you know, how Donald Trump is doing things, and he's an oligarch. You know, we elected him to become president. Damn, I hate saying that. I feel like just closing this up and just walking away right now just after saying that. He was elected to be president, and people elected him to be president because, well, they said that, you know, he had the answers to everything. Most oligarchs think they have the answers to everything because they have more money than everybody else. That being said, they have more money than everyone else. They say they have more sense than everyone else. They have more sense, C-E-N-T-S, more than S-E-N-S-E. Yeah, right. That's exactly what's going on. But what's going on here now, we have some oligarchs now that are running this country or will ruin this country, depending upon how it goes. So let's address a couple of the oligarchs that control our lives. First, I want to say, I want to give a shout out to all those that are listening and looking in. Amongst the people that are listening and looking in is one of the oligarchs himself, Mark Zuckerberg. We are on Facebook right now, Facebook Live. We're doing our thing on Facebook Live. And a lot of times when I do my show on Facebook Live, it gets cut off. Yeah, it does. You know, it seems like someone may not appreciate what I'm saying, so they'll cut it off. So that means that I'm being controlled somewhat by the oligarchs. And I realize that and I understand that. I can't do anything about it except fight because that's what I do. So in fighting this deal about oligarchs, I want to say how we are controlled by them and we don't even know it. As I get ready to open up my Washington Post with Jeff Bezos, owns the Washington Post, you know, so therefore the news is managed already by Jeff and his cronies. And then, of course, you know, I'm not going to watch Fox because, you know, Rupert Murdoch owns that. And he's controlling some of the dialogue and the narrative that's going on right now in this country because, well, he's an oligarch. He was one of those ones who picked Donald Trump to run this country as well. Oh, about 8 years back, he chose Donald Trump, and oligarchs being what they are, they control other oligarchs depending upon how much money they have, how much sense they have, S-E-N-S-E, or sense, C-E-N-T-S. But, you know, when you have an oligarch such as Donald Trump being controlled by other oligarchs, then we're in trouble. So the other day I checked out the news and I heard and saw that King Donald I had decided to contact one of his oligarchs, or should I say one of the oligarchs decided to contact King Donald. And, you know, they put him on a commission on efficiency. Now they put the oligarch, that would be Elon Musk on a commission. So Donald Trump, who was a guy that was chosen by the oligarchs in the first place, chose another oligarch to be placed on this commission. So guess what? We're out of commission. Because now we have two commissioners, so to speak, Commissioner Trump and Commissioner Musk. They're going to be telling us what to do. Because as Trump once said, I know this better than you. That's what all oligarchs say. So Donald Trump is an oligarch. Elon Musk is an oligarch. Rupert Murdoch is an oligarch. And Jeff Bezos is an oligarch too. What is a person like me to do? We're controlled every day by these people. Man, I order my food from Whole Foods and I'm giving my money to Jeff Bezos, making him richer. So then I go ahead and order from Amazon, and guess what? Jeff Bezos got a cut of that. Now I'm at a point right now where I'm throwing up both my hands, and make me want to holler. But what am I hollering for? Who's going to come to my rescue? My emotional rescue, my physical rescue, my monetary rescue. Because this oligarch named Elon Musk, who said, well, you got to prepare for some hardships. What kind of hardships a billionaire is going to tell somebody like me? What kind of hardships I'm going to get? But what kind of hardships will you get? When they get ready to go ahead and cut back Obamacare because, well, they just don't like Obama because some oligarchs just can't stand someone black succeeding in some level of success. And success in this particular case was being elected president of the United States, which is an honorific title to an oligarch. That's the reason why they allowed Donald Trump to get it. Because Donald Trump is a stooge, because he's a stooge, because he don't know it. Donald Trump is looking around for other two stooges like himself. And, well, we're all in this together, right? We're all in this together because we don't know what's going to happen down the line. But when what's going to happen down the line, we somehow ran to the oligarchs because we value their sense over our sense. And that's where we're at today. Where are we going with this? We're going nowhere real fast. But what we can do about this is to be careful, vigilant, and woke, and realize the fact that as I learned at SMU when I ponied up, that, hey, some oligarchs that attended SMU will run SMU, but the people will always rise to the top. So that's what I'm saying here, and that's what it is. We'll see you guys later. I'll give a shout out to those people listening in. I did a SMU reference to a brother who played basketball at SMU, so I'll give a shout out to Reginald. Hey, Reginald, what's up, man? Stay strong. Damien, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to get a sip of my coffee and tea, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.